Rootpal. Suppose you have a domain name and you want to use it on the hosting from Rootpal. Well, you can do that, and what you have to do then is go to the hosting information. If you go to service, and then you see the hosting informations, and then I've blurred it out because I don't want you to see my settings. But what you have to do is then copy the name servers from your particular accounts and paste them into the website hoster where you have the domain name. And once you have done that, then you should be fine. But I must say there are other tutorials about that from Rootpal themselves, and I will recommend you to watch those tutorials. But what I want to say to you is, don't get frustrated if it doesn't work. Because what the video in Rootpal didn't explain you is that sometimes your hosting company where you have the domain name is blocking things, and it can be that you will be successful to transport the domain name to the hosting of Rootpal, but then you get stuck with for example, the SSL certificate, and it won't work. And then it says that it doesn't point on the right server. So what you have to do then is to contact your hosting provider and ask them to unlock it. And they will unlock it when you have installed everything properly. So that is a little bit of a security what they have built in some companies. And when you have a company that does that, then you are lucky because security above everything. So keep that in mind. So don't get frustrated because you can work 2 or 3 weeks with it and it doesn't work. And you get to the support, and the support from Rootpal said well, there are tutorials about that, and you have to change the name server and the TXT. And once you have done that, it still doesn't work. So that can be one problem. And well, another thing that we have to go to is when we're installing WordPress, and you have the SSL certificate and everything works, then you get stuck with, for example, the SMTP. Now, they are blocking emails. They don't have a PHP file that allows you to submit or receive emails on your website. And that is for safety reasons. And in this tutorial, I'm going to explain you how you can resolve that. There also had a tutorial about that, but you may get yourself even though in problems because they didn't explain you everything what I have found with Rootpal. And I'm going to show you that as well. So as you can see here, we are going to use this website, and when we are logging in, then you see that is the default WordPress environment. Now, Rootpal offers a shared hosting, and it's a lifetime deal on Appsumo. And what you must keep in mind is that when you have a very heavy website and you're using a lot of traffic and you have a lot of custom fields or front-end submissions or something like that, then it's not recognizable to use a shared hosting. But they say when you want to have a separate IP address, then you can order that by them as well, and it will cost you something about 50 or 60 bucks per year. So that is that. And when you are here on the WordPress environment and you're going to install Elementor and Elementor Pro, then you will see that you can't install Elementor Pro. And why that is, I'm going to explain you that as well. And then you can't send or receive emails because there must be something done with the SMTP. So this is what I'm going to explain you. First, I'm going to install some plugins. Elementor, I'm going to install a theme, the Hello theme, and I'm going to show you how to install Elementor Pro. Right, here we go. So I've installed the theme, the Hello theme, and I've installed the Elementor. And the first thing that you have to do is go into the settings, into the permalinks, and then change it into the post name, and then save it. Why the post name? Well, I've explained it in other tutorials. I recommend you to watch those tutorials and subscribe, because I have a lot of nice tutorials for you guys. And once you have done that, then you can go to the pages and to all the pages, and then you see that we have some pages that we want to move to task and apply it. We don't need them. And once you've done that, then you can add a new page, and it's going to be the home page. And let's say home, and we publish it, and you get no error message here. When you got an error message, I have made a tutorial for that as well. So just watch my channel and see what might can be the problem. It has to do with HTTPS and the permalinks. And then you go to the settings, and you go to writing. Well, you can choose for a static page, and then it will be a website, so not a post. So once you have done that, then you want to go to the plugins and install a new plugin, and you want to add a new plugin, and you're going to upload, and you go into Elementor Pro when you have bought Elementor Pro, and then you open it, and then you want to install, and watch what happens. Boom, it won't install. Don't panic. You go to the settings and to the PHP settings. You can see it in here, and then when you click it, and then you can see the memory limit. You can change everything here. Now you can also do it in the folders, but this is a lot quicker and easier to do. And the maximal upload size, we gotta change that to 16 MB, and don't forget to change it. Apply. So we've changed that. And don't change the PHP. And once you have chosen for a PHP, then you must keep it on this PHP. Otherwise, the website can be broke. Now, we try it once again, and we choose for Elementor, and we see if it works. Now, install. And it works. Activate the plugin. And we wait. We wait. We wait. Now, for the speed, we're going to discuss that later on in another tutorial, but for now, it's fine. So I'm going to activate it, and then I'm coming back to explain you to the STMP. So Elementor Pro is installed, and then we're going to add in the page, and we are going to edit with Elementor, and we're going to use a form. the form builder from Elementor. And we're going to drag and drop it. Now it doesn't look nice, but it's just for this tutorial. And then we're going to save it. And then you think by yourself, we are good to go. But when you are not, and the email no, an email that doesn't exist, and then you try to send it, then you get a wrong message because by default Rootpal doesn't allow you to do that because they are protecting their hosting for spams and things like that. So we're going to resolve that, and I'm going to show you what we have to do. So we're going back to the websites, to the back ends, and then we're going to use another plugin, install a plugin, add a new plugin, and we're going to we are going to use Fluent SMTP, and we're going to install this one. And we're going to activate it. And then we go into the settings, and we're going to use other SMTP, and then we're going to customize this as well. So this is these are the settings, and everything should be fine right now. Don't forget the passwords, and the username is the same as the email address that I've used, and I've choose by SMTP only the email without info at. So I've deleted that, and when you see the tutorial, then it says from Rootpal, it says then it's this, but this is wrong in this case. So you have to delete this, and once you have done that, you can click on save, and then send an email test. You're going to choose the form that we have just created, and we're going to make it. We send a test email, and then you can see that everything works fine. So that is what we have done with the SMTP, yeah. So that was basically about Rootpal. Of course, you can also use other servers, and I'm going to make other tutorials about how you can use other servers and have a domain name registered anywhere, and then appointed to another server. What also is important actually is when you go into the general settings, then you must see that it says HTTPS. If it says something else like HTTP, like this, then you have to add an S. And that is for security reasons, otherwise the security won't work. You see this website is safe now. We can make it safer. Burn Lab on the YouTube channel has also made videos about that, so it's recommendable to watch that tutorials as well. And if you have any questions, just leave it on the in the subscriptions, and I will answer them as much as I can. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you to the next tutorials. Thanks. Actually, I want to show you something else what's very important. I say thanks and goodbye, but I forgot something which is very important. Especially with shared hosting, it's very important to secure your website with for example, with a virus die, because once you get hacked on one website, it can infect all the other websites, especially on shared hosting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a plugin, and this is virus die, and I'm going to say I'm going to add this one, and then it says download the file, and once you've done that, you're going to the maps. Let's see, to the maps, to the root map of the particular website, and then you're going to add this file from virus die, and we're going to open it, and then it's going to install. Now, when you have done it a couple of times, then you might see that it says virus die, and then a number, and then PHP. And then what you have to do then is to rename it. So, for example, it would be something like that, number 12, something like that. Then you have to delete the numbers. Otherwise, it won't work. So keep that in mind. And then you're gonna you're gonna say on save. I've done something wrong. Rename it. Okay. For example, it says 10, and then okay. Then it won't work. If you do that, and then you go to virus die, and you go to next, then you see an error message. So what you have to do then is to rename it and delete the numbers, because every time when you're downloading, and once you have downloaded once, then by default your computer will give it a number. So keep that in mind. It's very important to save. And then you see that everything works fine. So now finally I have to say thanks for watching, and see you to the next tutorial. I had to say this. It's very important to secure your websites.